What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Phoenix here, and welcome back to another Marvel Spider-Man 2 informational video. And today's video, we're going to be talking about how Venom could be very concerning for Miles and Peter. And we're going to read this article. This comes from Game Rant. I'll leave a link down in the description below. And let's go into it. If you guys haven't already, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. If you guys are excited for Marvel Spider-Man 2 and gaming in general, hit that like button. Join the 70%, join the 87% of people that are not subscribed. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video. In this article by Game Rant, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is one of the most anticipated games of 2023, and there are a ton of reasons why. Building on the incredible groundwork laid by Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is set to drop fans back in New York City, where some new threats await Peter and Miles Morales, alongside Kraven the Hunter and the fan favorite villain Venom is set to make his long-awaited appearance in Marvel Spider-Man 2 after being teased in both previous games post-credit scenes. But while Venom is most often associated with Peter Parker, he could end up causing Miles some serious grief as well. Now, whenever it comes to this, I believe that with Miles playing a huge part in this game and with Venom playing a huge part, obviously we are getting the Symbiote storyline, which is said to be, Symbiote goes to Peter, finds Peter as, his likable host, doesn't want to leave him, and pretty much it exalts in him being considerate, and it pretty much makes Peter have more of a dangerous look as well, and has a more dangerous attitude as well to it. Now, when it comes to this, I do feel like Miles is going to be the one getting the most, probably the most damage, probably the most trouble trying to get Peter to come to his senses, because say if he's fighting Kraven the Hunter or just a random criminal on the street, right? He's obviously going to be wearing the black suit. He's going to obviously be playing more aggressive. And obviously, Peter's going to be playing the more aggressive role due to the fact that he's going to have the black suit affecting his mind. And it's going to be one of the most things in the game. But I can see where it's going to cause some trouble right there, because the symbiote is not going to leave Peter. It's not going to want to leave him because that's his host. It goes on to say in this one, when general Marvel fans think about Venom, they most likely often think about his close ties with Peter Parker's iteration of Spider-Man, whether it's Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3, the 90s cartoon, the underrated Spectacular Spider-Man animated show, which, not underrated at all, it's not underrated, it's a masterpiece, or the comics themselves. But while it's certainly true that Venom has spent more time facing off against Peter Parker than anybody else, Miles Morales' version of the wall crawler hasn't been free from the symbiote terrifying tendrils. Now, when it comes to this, obviously that's not how I feel about it. I do feel as if, since Miles has bioelectricity, he could be like the wild card. Like he like Venom doesn't know how to fight him. He is going to have to use his Venom blast or his Venom powers to be able to get the symbiote off of him, because as we all know, electricity counters the symbiote, which is going to be crazy. And this is how we compose a threat. Now, when it goes down this road, this is how we compose a threat. Leave a link to the article down below. And it says right here, for 2 games, Insomniac has been teasing the eventual appearance of Venom. And the first Marvel Spider-Man, players discover over the course of the campaign, Harry Osborne has been seemingly gone away on a trip abroad, aka Europe, which, if you guys don't know, in that penthouse, in Norman Osborn's penthouse lab, he was discovered in that post-credit scene. But anyways, it says right here that players discover that Harry has developed an extremely rare medical condition. To save his life, Norman Osborn has put his son in some sort of cryogenic vat with some kind of black goo suspending his body. As Norman reaches a hand out to touch the glass, the black goo reaches out as well. this is obviously indicating that Harry is alive because there's no way that the symbiote wouldn't move as soon as Norman's hand touched the door. Like, you know that scene from the post-credit scene Norman says, where Norman says this, I'm gonna put it up on screen. And after that, you see the symbiote touch the glass as soon as Norman reaches his hand out for the glass, because his son's in there. Harry's in there. And other than that, it says right here that the Black Goo reaches out as well in Spider-Man Miles Morales post-credit scene as well. Dr. Connors warns Norman that his son might not be ready to leave the tank yet, but Norman insists and Harry is woken up. Now, obviously, Miles Morales, you guys already know, he woke up at the end of that, and obviously that's signifying that Norman wants him out because he's getting sick and tired of it. Now, I don't know how that's going to affect it because we do not know what Harry's medical condition is. I don't know what it is either, but I'm pretty sure it has to do something with his mother. Because if you really think about it, his mother died in the game, so we do not know what happened to his mother. So my guess is probably that my guess is probably like the symbiote is used as a cure to heal Harry of his medical condition. Now, if we keep going, it says right here, for Marvel fans, this black goo is instantly recognizable. It's likely being a symbiote, and with it being black, the natural assumption is that the symbiote will turn Harry into Venom. Now, you guys already know this. I made a video on how Marvel Spider-Man 2 is taking a reference from Ultimate Spider-Man as well. And we're going to get into that too, because it says right here as well. It says, but Venom doesn't pose just a threat to one Spider-Man, but both of them. In the Ultimate Spider-Man comic series, during an arc titled The Venom War, after a young Peter Parker dies, Miles takes up the mantle and Venom makes an intense return. Believing that this new Spider-Man is Jefferson Davis, Miles' father, Venom attacks the Morales' home and injures Jefferson. As Jefferson is rushed to the hospital, Miles, the Spider-Man, and Venom have another face-off, and in an attempt to protect her son, Rio dashes in to catch Venom off guard. But as Rio rushes in, the police open fire on Venom, and she's caught in the crossfire, and Rio dies in Miles' arms. With her last breath, she tells Miles that he shouldn't tell his father about his superhero alter ego. Now, for this, I do believe, since we've already lost Jefferson Davis in the first game, there's no logical reason why we need to lose Rio in Marvel Spider-Man 2 because of the fact that like we've already had that happen with Jefferson. So in this case, I do feel like that's not going to happen because they can't kill off. So it says right here, while it is usually Eddie Brock in the Venom suit, the Venom symbiote has attached itself to a vast array of Marvel characters over the years, including Harry Osborne during the Ultimate Spider-Man animated show, with even closer connections to Peter Parker and MJ than Eddie Brock. A Harry Osborne Venom has the potential to really wreak havoc on Spider-Man's life, and that's what I am talking about right here. So obviously with Harry having the symbiote, that's a lot more of a personal connection. And say like in the game, if the symbiote goes away from Peter, if Peter gets rid of the symbiote completely and it goes straight back to Harry, that means that Harry's gonna know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, which could really wreak havoc because, as you guys know, the symbiote latches on to all of Peter's memories and it knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So my guess for the fact that they are probably gonna end up doing the whole entire Eddie Brock scene from Spectacular Spider-Man, and the symbiote then reattaches itself onto Eddie, and it ends up telling him that he is Spider-Man somehow in some way. Now, with this, I do feel like they have like a really good chance to do that perfectly. Now, when Harry finds out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, like that's gonna surprise him, and with the symbiote going away, it's gonna latch onto whatever hate Harry has as well. So that's another thing that they could do as well. And after that, it goes into saying some more stuff about Rio. It says, this traumatizing death hits Miles even harder than his Uncle Aaron's, and it causes him to hang up his costume for a whole year. The comic run proves that although Peter is often the victim of Venom's rampages, Miles and his own family certainly aren't safe from the symbiote in Marvel Spider-Man 2. That being said, Insomniac Games isn't really afraid to switch things up from the comics. With Miles losing, do that because, like we said, we lost Jefferson Davis in the first game. So, in other words, I feel like there is a potentiality that in the third game we're gonna lose Peter, but like it depends on how we lose him. Because like I feel like at the end, you guys already know what I feel about the end. If you guys haven't, you guys can check out my video, link that description below. But let me know what you guys think down below. I feel like, with Harry being Venom, I feel like it's a very, very, very well done choice and how it could wreak havoc. I feel like Harry being Venom is more of a personal connection because you have to think Harry and Peter have that connection right there. So it's going to be really insane. Now, another thing that they could do is they could play it off like Harry is the new Spider-Man in town, right? And Peter's going to be very surprised about that. And somewhere down the line, Harry's going to turn into Venom, or the symbiote is going to turn Harry into Venom, like probably like mid-fight or whatever. But let me know what you guys think, if they're going to take the Ultimate Spider-Man route or not. Let me know what you guys think down in the description below. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later with another Spidey Webtastic banger.